Hi there, Brian McAvoy with Inside Out Trading, and I got a question for you. Have you ever, read a book on trading psychology? Maybe taken a course on it, how to be more disciplined, how to control your emotions, all that kind of stuff. Have you ever done that? Did it fix all your problems? Are you just kicking ass and taking names, making money hand over fist now as a trader, or maybe it helped, but you still do want to be? If you're like most traders, yeah, that trading psychology book not going to fix your problems. It really won't. And now here's the thing. I'm not dismissing the psychology of trading. I'm not saying that you're not experiencing the difficulties that you are. I remember my first year of trading. Yeah, it was an emotional ride. Man, FOMO, anger, hurt, revenge, fear, hope, despair, the whole gamut. Yes, trading can be very emotional. And of course, self-sabotage. That's like the other big one where you're sitting there and you're doing shit wrong and you're watching yourself do it. And for some reason, you can't stop yourself from doing all the stuff you know you're not supposed to do. And that sucks. It does. Now, here's the thing. There's more to trading than just having a strategy and focusing on your psychology. There's more to it. And because here's the thing. Trading is not an entry level job. This is not something where you can do anybody, just anybody walk in here and, grab a strategy, start trading, and instantly you're set for life. It doesn't work that way. This is a profession that, requires that you have certain tools and certain skills, and you have to achieve a certain level of competence where you're just plain good at this. Makes all the difference in the world. Now, years ago, back in I think it was 2007, I wrote a guide called The Trader's Guide to Emotional Management. And as I was writing that, one thing, and it just kept ringing through my head, it wouldn't leave me alone. And I had to put it right at the very beginning of it. That yeah, this is a book on emotional management specific to traders. I had a whole list of over 50 mistakes traders make, and what's going wrong in each of those situations, what to do about it. And it was all about emotional intelligence, how to understand what's happening, what you're experiencing, what's the real cause of it, and what to do about it, all that kind of stuff. One thing that kept coming back to me and was super critical, and this is true for every trader. If you're doing any kind of trading, and you plan on being here for any length of time as a trader, this is critical. First of all, you can try to think your way or psych your way into consistently profitable trading. Good luck with that. You got to have the right equipment. That means you got to have a decent strategy. You got to have a good system or process to execute that strategy consistently. And if you're operating without the skill level as well, if you don't have the equipment and the skill level and the ability to deal with trading and to execute consistently and calmly and execute, like I said, good enough, understanding what to do and knowing what you're supposed to do and understanding how things work is not good enough. All that means is that you're able to trade. Seriously. If you if you got a strategy and you're able to place trades, cool, that's a necessary step, but you need to be further along than that if you're wanting consistent profits and have it not be an emotional ride and full of all kinds of psychological challenges. Now, consider this. If you take a person of reasonable intelligence and you throw them into an activity that requires skill, it's difficult, it's challenging, but you don't give them any training, they don't have any transferable skills, and you're just throwing them in there and they got to figure it out as they go. Well, they may be, and let's assume, like I said, they're reasonable intelligence. They may figure out how to survive, but they're not going to thrive. They're not going to do well. It's very likely that they will struggle for an indefinite period of time. I mean, it's going to be rough because they're not properly trained for the job. And so they're doing their best they can, but it's rough. They're not getting good results. It's stressful as hell. And there's no way for it not to be an emotional experience. And so that's the experience that most traders are having is, man, this is rough. I'm having a hard time. I'm getting my butt kicked. Things just aren't going well. It's stressful. It's emotional. I'm not getting good results. And here's the thing. If you take that same person, though, and before you throw them into that, or if they've been in it, you bring them out and you give them the proper training, they now have the knowledge and the skills and the proficiency for that job. Now you send them over there, they're going to be fine. They'll just do their thing. Same goes for trading. And so many traders, they're focusing on strategy, they're focusing on psychology, and they're thinking that's all there is to it. And it's like, no, this is a game, this is major leagues. You've got to be good here. You can't just know what to do. You can't be just able. You got to get good at this. Only then is it going to get easy. And so long as you're not good enough, it's going to be rough. So if you're struggling, and now here's the thing, I get pushback on this sometimes because some traders will be like, well, Brian, I know how to trade. I've been trading for 15 years. I know how to trade. I understand my strategy. I understand psychology. I've back tested my system. I know it works. Here's the thing: just because you're able, again, doesn't mean you're good enough. And only when you recognize that are you going to really make the difference and level yourself up to the point that things get easy. Seriously, trading has a certain level of skill that's required to consistently profit and in a comfortable, calm, knowing manner where you're good and you're good. And so long as you're operating down here at 80%, you can know 80%. But if you're still missing that key 20, it's going to be rough. Only when your skill level comes up here to match the requirements of the job, now you're able to deal with it. I mean, think about it. With your day job, most traders, when they come to me, they're project managers, they're engineers, they're software engineers, they're business owners, professionals. And I tell every one of them, it's like, dude, the job you do every day is way more sophisticated and challenging than trading is. And you handle that just fine because you have a solid handle on that job. You're struggling with trading because you don't have a solid handle on it and you don't know what you're missing. So let's just fill the gaps, get you skilled up, so what so you know everything you need to know. You have all the skills you need to have, and you're good enough at it to have the confidence to know that you're good, and it will be no more of an emotional ride than your day job. And that's awesome. And it's true. And that's what the experience is. So if you'd like to find out more about that, swing by insideouttrading.com, book a call with me if you want. Otherwise, I got a bunch of other free materials, got reports, got videos, got a self-assessment you can take. See if you are doing the right things, see what you're missing. So have a variety of resources for you. If you just want to break the cycle of, make money, give it back, got a free report, how to break that cycle, 10 things you can do in the next 19 minutes to interrupt that. So got all kinds of stuff for you. Swing by the site. If you want to book a call with me, we'll talk about your trading, see what's best, what you're running into, best path forward, past what's holding you back. Cool. Let's do that. In the meantime, if you like this video, give me a like and a subscribe, subscribe to my channel down below. Share this with your friends. And again, if you want to talk about it, if you want some free resources, help getting good at this so it gets easier and more profitable, swing by insideouttrading.com. In the meantime, I wish you well. I'm here to help you. Talk to you soon. Cheers.